Kelowna's real estate market is shifting fast. Over 150 price drops this week alone, and homes are selling between $100 to $200,000 less than asking. So if you're buying or even if you're selling right now, you need to see what's happening in the numbers because listings are down, price cuts are climbing, and big changes are coming to mortgage rules in 2026 that are really going to potentially hit sellers hard in Kelowna. So if you've been planning to move in the next 6 months, you're going to want to watch this video right to the end as it's going to break it down. Hey everybody, it's Mark Coons with Selling Kelowna Real Estate Group. And if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the real estate market in 2026, this video is going to be an important one for you. So please reach out and plan ahead because this is where you have to start planning. It's time to make some moves and things are about to change. Give me a call, shoot me an email, text message me if you do have questions on the real estate market, especially here in Kelowna. And now we're breaking down the hot sheet. This is where we're looking at the active listings, sales, what's coming on the market, what's selling, what's coming off the market, what are we dropping by in price point. This is really giving us overall health of the market. So we look at it, 221 new listings at the moment. Price decreases 157. So that's been the story. We've seen a high number of price reductions as sellers are trying to find that happy medium. This is really important for sellers in the marketplace. If you need to sell, you need to make sure you're pricing it properly right out of the gate because chasing the market down isn't always the best option. Looking at it though, you do have 88 sales. This is a little bit lower than what we had kind of hoped. It was a short week though, because we did have a holiday on Tuesday. I'm now filming this on Friday, October 3rd, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Earlier this week, we had as high as I think it was 96 after the weekend rush. So we'll watch it. We'll probably do this again on Monday. We're going to also post the statistics for September on Monday. So make sure you stay tuned on that. Cancel listings. This is the main thing where we're going to continue seeing most likely heading into winter. So good news on the sellers, for the motivated sellers, less active listings on the marketplace. So for buyers, that also means we had 252 listings come off the market that weren't there. Some of these are going to relist. Some of these are going to relist at lower prices, but some are not going to come back on the market. And that's where we go and we look at the active listings. We're actually seeing active listings drop. Now, just to showcase what we're seeing on the market for active listings and sales. Sales are on the right month by month, and the active listings are the numbers on the left there. So we have currently at the end of September, 3,733 active listings and 379 sales. We're breaking that down and looking at where we progress on it. Similar sales to what we had in August, but we're seeing about 100 listings off the market. And we've come down about 270 listings from back in July. So things are really dropping down. June was the peak so far. If you look at where we were last year around this time, so September, 3,802, we're slightly below that, about 70 active listings below that. So not a huge fundamental change in the amount of active listings this year from last year, but just something to watch. We are coming down from where that peak of 4,111. We are seeing some strong activity, a lot better, stronger activity than what we saw last year. And I think that's where we saw the uptick in active listings here in June is because people were holding off because back in last September, we had a reduction in sales. I mean, we only had 270 sales. So this one, in this month, we had 379, 100 additional sales this month over what we had last year. Positive signs in the real estate market, positive signs, things are starting to move a little bit. And it's not all doom and gloom. So don't believe in what you're seeing coming out of Toronto, coming out of Vancouver, that sort of thing. It is not where we were. And this is, a historical low amount of sales. That's not a good number to be up on. These were really rock bottom. In June, we had 400 sales compared to June of this year, 435. So we are progressing and we're getting a little bit more active throughout the months there and should be able to ride this out. We were going into an election back in October of 2024 as well. And when you're looking at the total sales, what we're seeing, we were seeing sales prices all over the map still. Home sold in Lake Country there at 3,920,000 on Butterworth Road. Place on Stony Point Court, $2,650,000. So we have homes selling kind of all over the map. 8 of the last sales in this last week were over $1.5 million. And so they're seeing decent amount of activity in that higher end price range. So we're heading into the fall and winter. We'll see how that continues, and that might start to slow down unless you're getting into more of the multifamily or investment type of opportunities, because this is the time right now. A lot of people for these types of properties, the higher end properties, they're wanting to sell it and maybe move into it. Some people want to enjoy it for the summer and have it sold before the winter. So look for a little bit more movement in here in this next little bit, and just see that price range and what people are willing to negotiate on. Because on this one on Butterworth, I mean, they negotiated down to not $3,920,000 from $4.2 million. And they started originally at $4,745,000. So just showing you that sellers making deals in today's market are negotiating for the most part. 115 days on market at Stony Point Court, 2.65, came down about $122,000 when you're looking at it. So people are negotiating, some more than others. 99,000 in 15 days. Those guys just wanted to make a deal happen, right? So it all depends on the type of home, when it's in the market, and how much you want to negotiate on it. So as a home buyer on it, don't be afraid to make some offers on it. I mean, this one dropped $145,000 in 44 days. So it wasn't even 100 days on market. We're actually just going to go look at this history, because this to me seems like they were on the market before, and they were actually. So they had originally started back in February of 2025, canceled it, brought it on, canceled it, brought it back on, changed prices, canceled it, active, sold. So that's what you're looking at as the listing history on the marketplace. So they have been on and off the market as it goes, and then they eventually made a deal. So that's something we look into on the back end. So if you do have questions on a property, we're going to look at it before you make that offer. We're going to look at that history. We're going to see where the motivation's at and know how much you can negotiate on it. Another one for $145,000 at ask price. So if you are thinking about buying, selling, doing anything really in the next, call it 6 months or by middle of next year, right now is a really good opportunity buying, selling, because there are a lot of changes happening right now on the federal level. And this is normally where I'm looking at and getting into some of the articles, but I have something a little bit more planned for next week, where we're breaking down new rule changes from OSFI. OSFI is essentially breaking down and reducing the ability for some investment properties and investors to get into the market. So really breaking it down and going to go through the implications is what it's going to have on Kelowna's real estate market, because this is not only going to impact people and investors, the normal everyday investors like you and myself, that are looking to purchase additional rental properties to be able to provide for it. So it's really going to make a big impact in our market, in Kelowna especially, not only just the big investors, but the mom and pop investors. So it's something to watch out for, not only for the buyers, but it's really important as well for sellers, because it's actually going to make your home less desirable or less attainable, especially if you have a home with a suite, something that has the income component to it. So there's going to be a huge detriment right now to home sellers. And this is all looking like it's going to come into effect in 2026. So this is something we're going to watch out for. Right now is the best time to start planning. So if you are thinking about doing something, selling, or even buying, right now is a good time to buy, or right now is a good time to start your planning.